Kia, my name is Neen. I call myself the Joy Ninja because I'm trying to create a sense of abundance for myself and my kids within a small income. And it's me and two children, a teenager and a primary schooler. So let's count the cash. I've got a little bit more than normal to be doing my regular cash stuffing. I've got 51, 52, 20, 40, 60, 80, 320, 330, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 4, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 5, 85, 95. So that's 495 today. All thanks to my Winter Vibes Challenge. I've been stuffing this over the last 3 months, and I've got a bit extra, and I'm putting that towards debt because it's the last cash stuffing of August for me. So yeah, let's put aside $15. That's allowance for the big girl. And I was about to go into my binder, but let's do my wallet envelopes first, because after this I'm going to shoot out and get some groceries. I'm out of coffee, which is sort of an emergency in my book. So 50, 150, 170 goes into food. Petrol is getting its 50, and fun, which is just takeaways on a Wednesday night at this point, is 30. All right. So that's $250 out of my budget that I use, that I keep in my wallet for those everyday expenses. And if you're new to cash budgeting and you want to give it a go, my biggest suggestion is to do your budget, work out what your everyday spending needs are, like your groceries, your petrol, maybe a little bit of personal spending money, and get that money out in cash. And just tell yourself you're not going to swipe your card. So try doing it that way. In here, this black binder is what I call my revolving binder, or some people call it low priority. I suppose they're sinking funds in a way. They work like sinking funds. Let me put some money in while we're talking. Pin money, that's my spending money. It's getting $20. It kind of works like a sinking fund in that you put money in it every week, even though you don't spend out of it every week. But these expenses, I don't have like an amount in mind, as it were. Money goes in, money comes out. Household, I use this for everything to do with garden, light bulbs, anything that needs fixing around the house. Although I rent, there are still things that are my responsibility. So household has 20, 30, 40, 50. And also, I just wanted to mention that I'm not going to do a full-on cash condensing because there's just really not enough in my envelopes to go through that process. I'll leave it another month and see how we go. Beauty has less than last week. It has 45. I'm going to put in 20, so now it has 65 because I've got to save it for that hairdresser's appointment, which is now the end of September. But I needed to rebuy moisturiser and face wash, so I took it out of Beauty. Wellbeing is going to get 10, and it has 10 in there because I had to buy antihistamines, which I could have come out of medical, I suppose, but I took it out of wellbeing. There's the other thing about this, it's personal finance, so it's totally up to you what you do. Like, you make the rules, you can break the rules. Clothing, we had a big spend up there with getting my daughter sorted for summer, so 20 in this week. So it's got 20, 30, 40, 50 now. Hobbies is going to get $5. It has 10. So 15 in there. Family fun is going to get $15 this week. So what if I put in 20 and no, I'll stick with small amounts. 10, 15. So Family Fun has 10, 20, 30, 45, 50. And that's all I'm going to do in this binder this week. A lot of this cash is going to debt, so I'm going to leave gifts, which has 15, giving, which has 19, and miscellaneous has 20, I think. Yeah, it has 20 in there, just in case I run out of money in another envelope and I need something urgently. Out of these envelopes, I can take it from Misk. In my sinking funds this week, all I'm going to do is put I've got to put 10. Let me just count this. 50, 100, 120, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 85, 90. Yeah, so if I put 10, then that is going to be $200. Let me just note that down on my tracker. And now this money I am going to take to the bank. Oh, I better put 10 on there. And I'm going to be paying off some school fees with that. Towards the end of the video, I'll show you the 3 goals I've got for this quarter. One of them's education. And I'll let you know how I'm tracking towards my goals there. So yeah, that's all I'm going to do in sinking funds, but we're going to go to my celebrations binder because I did the last of the scratchy last week and I scratched off 10. So I've got 100, 200 in bank account for birthdays, and then I've got 10, 20, 30, 45. 245. Need to keep plugging away at birthdays, I think. Then there's Christmas. I scratched last week and got 10. So we'll put that 10 in. There's $375 in the bank account because I've already gone ahead and bought some Christmas presents while there were toy sales. So I have $375, $380, $95, $405, $415, $425, $35, $45, $455 all up, including the 55, 56, including the online balance. So I feel like we should go ahead and scratch for next week. Oh, this is a good idea, this one up here. Okay, that's $8. Let's go again. That's 3, 11. I think we could probably do one more. Let's do this one here. That's 7. So I'll just write a note for myself. That's 18 going in next week. Excellent. And now the other two here I'm not stuffing this week either, but travel is sitting on 150, 70, 85, 185. And events has got 50, 60, 75, 80. Right, on to my August challenge. This savings challenge I created at the start of the year. I didn't put a year on it, so it's not year specific, but every week I save the amount next to the week number, and as we move through, if it's not a 5-week month, there's a bonus. So I've got my last $28 to put in, but I've rounded it up to 30. So I finished out August, and in August I've saved 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 dollars. And I'm just going to flip this over. So next week we'll be starting with $4 for week 1, and because it's such a low number, that's a good time, I feel, to scratch for the bonus. So let's have a look. Oh, I mean business. So my bonus number is 17. So 21 next week. Let me just write that down. Cool. So now that that money's done, this is going to go into my detonator. Which has 10 sitting there, so now it has 90. And the way that I've done this is I've taken the total of the amount I pulled from all of my envelopes of my debt and divided it over the detonators. So each one's worth $80. And I wanted to do 2 detonators this month, so hopefully this is $70. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 65, 70. Good. I have done my maths correctly, which means all this can go back to repaying my debt. Well, it's repaying myself. I'll show you in a minute how I figure it. So 2 of those gets coloured off. We're nearly approaching halfway. I guess after those 2 are done, that'll be half of the amount gone. So let me put that back in there. When I had this vet bill, I had to pull it from a bunch of different places. I've written on the back in priority order. I'm paying myself back my emergency account, the kids' accounts, and also a binder I called a home binder. The dental I paid off in April. So it's just those 3 areas that need doing. As I said, this is in priority order. So I'm going to be putting $90 into my emergency fund today, which is this one here. And that should take the fund up to $750 in emergency. So Let's put the 90 in. 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. So I've got placeholders there for 600, but it was actually 630. I just didn't have a $30 placeholder. So 630, 650, 670, 680, 90, 7, 7, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So that amount is going to go into the bank, which is 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 120. So 120 to the bank. And I get to change those placeholders. Hold up, I'll just get a 250. Great, so there, the 500 and the 250, that signifies what will be in the bank later today. And then this wee tracker on the front just keeps me going towards my goal. So I've got, you know, 250 to go, that last line. And some of you might be doing the maths quickly in your head and wondering why. If I'm nearly finished that, how come there's so much of this left? Well, my emergency fund also included a binder I did last year called 1 month ahead. So my plan is once this is all stocked up, fully funded to $1,000, then I will bring the 1 month ahead binder back and start putting those debt repayments back into that binder. So yeah, I hope that part makes sense. The rest of the money here, this is $70, is going to go into the kids' accounts, and I'm just going to spread that equally. So 10, 20, 30, 5 for big girl. So she's got 150, 60, 70, 85, 185. I think they've actually got more than that because of interest. Oh, they do. They actually have, forgive me, they had 165 and I put it instead of 150 because I just, you know, I don't have small denominations, so that's confused me. So they had 165, I put 35 in, that brings them up to 200 online. Is that right? Oh yeah, it will be 200. I'm just going to put that back in the bank. Yeah. Yep. So I had the cash out so I can make a note. So 35 into big girl. Put that in the banking pile. The 35 into squirrel. So he is also sitting at 200. And I took 470 off the kids' bank accounts, so yeah, they've got 35 left to go, and then I paid them back. Yeah, it was 470. So that's pretty good. 2, 4, nearly there. Might be able to pay them out next month, and you know, a bit like an avalanche, then I'll have more money to put into either 1 month ahead or getting that home binder allocated or refunded so that I can start back with those savings challenges, which I've missed, by the way. Oh, look, I hope that made sense to you. I think you probably need to have been following me for a wee while. Give us a like anyway, and ask me any questions if nothing was clear. yeah, I totally get it, and I'm happy to talk to you about, you know, what I've done. I know the placeholder thing isn't perfect. I've thought about, you know, having like placeholders that are 5, 10, like, you know, our denominations, but then it just seems like a whole lot of paper to be shuffling around. I don't know. I don't have a perfect solution for that. So let me know if you deal with your placeholders, sinking funds, envelopes, any different from that. Perhaps I can learn something from you. Horeiti. So I best go and buy some groceries because Mama's out of coffee. Oh, no, I can't go yet. We got the elephant to stuff. I almost forgot. I looked over here and went, oh, what's that? Got a lot of change this week. Last week was pitiful. Well, you know, not pitiful, but $4. This week I hope to do a bit better. Let's have a look. It's $13.50, which is still open, but it's up there on the second to bottom row. I feel very good about getting this row finished out, because the higher up this comes, the easier it's going to be to fill it in. So, you know, it's one of those challenges that seems like you're going nowhere at the start, and then it just gets easier and easier. A bit like paying debt off, hey? All right. I enjoy doing this for you and being here with you, and I love chatting to you in the comments, so feel free. Otherwise, I will see you back here on Monday. Kia ora.